What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello everyone, welcome to another week of Flying with Mike. Currently something's kind of sounding like it's echoing, so hang on a second. Checking everything. Oh, it's not on my end. I don't know why it sounded like that, but anyway, welcome aboard folks. We have an interesting flight ahead of us. It's the one of the most challenging approaches out there, or do we do a challenging approach? It's called Toncontín, folks. Either way you come in, they're challenging. One, not so much. It's kind of like a standard ziggy-zaggy in, kind of like a Rivers approach without the little kick at the end for the runway. But the other one, if you come in from the south, well, actually, let me rephrase. You'll come in from the north, loop around to come into the south. That one gets tricky trying to get lined up for that runway. So we're really kind of up in the air. I'm planning for the last that I said, coming around from the north and end. But either way, just getting on them can be a little tricky. So Again, we're in Costa Rica getting ready to fly to Toncontín in Honduras. You may have heard of it as Tegucigalpa, Honduras. That's the actual name of the town they're in. But I also just through the authoritative wiki, that's where the most accurate news next to CNN is. It may not be an international airport anymore, so we may not have many flights from America flying down there like we used to. However, Copa, I believe, still flies in there, and if they do, that's an international airline needing customs. So, but again, I don't know much about the airport other than it can be a pain in the rump to get in. It is rough. That final turn, folks. Whew. The key again, like all of these RNIPs, is speed. Make sure you're fully configured, gear down, speed set, and going in at it that way. And hope for a clear day and no winds. But, those don't happen much. Well, lately they kind of did here in St. Louis, but not anymore. We got some wind today, which is actually kind of nice. So let's crawl up in the cockpit. Fortnite had a question as we came online. Yes, we have an EFB right next to the pilot, which happens to also be right next to the co-pilot. So yes, we do. All right, so let's bring in Sim Toolkit here and get this show rolling. Rolling. Man, I do hear like something's echoing. Hang on. If I got another Google window open I'm not aware of. Oh, it got me again. That gummit. My cell phone. I use it to keep an eyeball on chat. That's where the echoing's coming from. All right. I'm glad we solved that national crisis, folks. Back down to DEFCON 5. SEAL Team 6, stand down. All right. 29,000 pound payload headed that way with 145 people. And we're hoping they give us Nanj 3 uniform so we can go to ULAPO to UA 502 to LIBIS 1A, and we'll flip the coin which one we're gonna do. I don't know. I really don't. I really want to shoot runway 2. It's been a long time. I'm going to tell you, it's probably been every bit of 10 years since I've shot an approach in here. So I'm kind of itching to do runway 2, see if I remember any of that. But I also I also remember all the go-arounds I did. So, because I end up far left, off far right, up too high, almost clipping the trees. Well, that's a normal flight. So, I don't know yet. So, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting call. Right now, I am set for runway 2, even though the winds are set for runway 20. Cost index 30 and 34,000 is where we're headed up. Weather here is starting to deteriorate. Now, we are in front of, if not getting started in an event here that I thought was tomorrow, which was today. So, cool. Yay for us. Got us a southwesterly wind at 10 here at Costa Rica. Visibility 10 miles. Broken 2,500 feet. That's important here, folks. Very high terrain around us. So we got to be careful how and when, and hopefully approaches to runway 25. Expect folks in RNAV. So, as a matter of fact, there is no ILS for that side. We're departing runway 25 towards the Pacific, and there is a concentration of birds. Okay. I have yet to see a bird in X-plane. I think I saw some in FSX, don't quote me, but they were very hard to find. So there you go with the weather here over at Toncontín. We got us a southeasterly wind. That's why a runway 2, you see what I mean by a tailwind? Yeah, we're still wondering if we ought to be silly enough and try it. Scattered at 36, 29, and 19, so just an absolute beautiful day. Tad bit on the warm side, but it's Honduras. What do you expect? All right, so am I filed? I didn't even remember if I did that yet or not. Stand by. I don't think I have. Oh, I think I was waiting to see how concentrated things are here. Hang on, folks. Oh, yeah. Not going to see anybody unless I'm online. Hey, silly. Are you sure you should be flying an airplane? Actually, it looks like I might be the only thing here. Where are these guys going? Oh, over to the other Costa Rica airport. We're at San Juan, by the way. Yeah, why not? What the heck? We drove all this way, why not finish it up? Oops. We want that one. VATSIM. Alright, give me a second here, folks, to get us filed in here. Oh, I'm pretty sure, what are we looking at? 1950. Actually, we'll go 45. I'm pretty sure we'll probably even beat that, but you never know. And get my RNAV data in. And my RVR. Okay, that's all good. Boom, filed. And let's pull Sim Toolkit down. All right, let's see where we stand over here. 100 and 100, cool. All right, now, like I said, we are planned to a point right here. I'm gonna fire up the EPU. Fuel on. Okay, APU firing up. And by the way, for those who are curious, and I know there are some, they ask me every now and then, MSLP, which is El Salvador, is our alternate. Salvador, El Salvador, I believe is how it's pronounced. And we're just waiting on the needles to come back to us. They're going to stop around, I think it's 4.5, 5 here. We'll see. When the blue light comes on, we're good to go. Maybe. Oh, it's closer to 4. My bad. Thought it was a little higher than that. APU gen and on the bleed. All right. Okay, so now that we have our route in and our basic information, I'm going to bring Sim Toolkit in. I should have never dropped it, but figured some of you might want to see that. Let's get our performance data that we got to put in here on our FMC. Okay, so with Sim Toolkit, what I've done is I've incorporated SimBrief, the actual site here. using this little sprocket, you can add websites. Okay, there it is. And what I'm going to do is look for view flight plan. And again, looking at it, we got a 350-mile run. It's going to take just over an hour to get there, folks. We're blocked at an hour and a half because of how many go-arounds. I mean, because sometimes it takes that long. Sorry, couldn't resist. And all right, so what we can do now, a couple things. You can come over here to performance and tools, and what you'll get when you pull it up, the screen's going to look just like this. There'll even be a cute little runway over here telling you once you're done where you're going to be on the runway for this, that, and the others. Okay. Downside, you got to fill all of this in to include aircraft runways, this, that, and the other. While I love the runway, know how far down it I'm going to go, I'm okay with it. I'm going to put us on a wet runway. It has been raining, even though the METAR does not say it is. And here we go, folks. There's our numbers. So here's what we got. Got an aircraft that's going to take off at 136,862 pounds-ish with a 230 at 10 wind, 26 degrees. There's the altimeter here. Like I said, we set it wet, and we're going to improve the climb calc and use flex/assumed. Assumed is more Boeing, flex is more Airbus, to include the Airbus 11. Okay, so here you go. Here's your weather and runway. Here's what we inputted. Here's what we're concerned with. So we're going to go out with flaps 5, takeoff, which not really sure why, unless it's because of the wet runway. Our runway is 9,800 feet long, so I'm kind of shocked we're not getting any kind of a D rate, but that's okay. 34 degrees on a 26 degree, so I'm pretty sure because I knocked it wet, that's why we got this. 130, 136, 144. Do not be surprised if our speeds are different. Okay, so there's the basics. Hang on. All right, so let me close this out. Okay, and close it off here. All right, so now I'm going to kind of zoom in and hope we stay on it. Okay, so we're going to N1. We're going takeoff. All right. Why did it? Oh, I know why. Duh. Okay, 34 up here. Wait for it. See how it fills it in for you? If you don't, you may get what you want, which may not be kind of what it's supposed to be. I'm not going to guarantee it's right. However, what we've done here, we're going to take off TO, which is as much power normally. However, we're telling the engines, instead of saying it's 26 degrees outside, here 25, we're telling them that it's 34 degrees. So those electric engine controllers will now think it's 34 degrees outside, which isn't far off. But Shampoo Flyer, welcome aboard. When will we get a 747-8 flight? Well, probably not. Tomorrow we're going to have a 747-200 flight. A little bit more complicated instead of the laid-back plane. But welcome in, Shampoo. Love having you here. And by the way, are you going to fly Toncontín? Come on. All right, so we got the initial page set. Now let's go to takeoff. And what I always do is just click CG. Not going to try to fix anything. San Francisco to France. Okay. I'm sorry, to Frankfurt. And enjoy. Enjoy. All right. So what I do here, folks, I go to the next page. Now, a lot of you won't. And I get it, because it's right here, runway slope. How the heck do you put it in? Stand by. Let's see. Winds for the runway 230 at 10. All right. And we'll go ahead and click this one over. Here's the tricky one. This is the one why most people, either one, don't even know what page 2 is, or 2, just skip over it. Because why? Well, I don't. I put it all in there, folks. All right, so let's bring Sim Toolkit again in here, because that's where I get my slope. All right, so we go from here on our flight summary page, which is what we're on. Just go right here to full flight log. Hey, look at that runway information. Hey, it's up 0.8, or if you want to round it up, 0.9. So now, how do we translate that in here? Because it doesn't give us an example. Put a U, put a 0, put a dot, put a 9. I round it up. And then do it again because I was silly. 0.9 diagonal. Runway heading you can get from a chart or from that same page in Sim Toolkit. 0. Okay, I'm going to have to get it from a chart because guess what? I'm set up for 2.5. 251. Click. Click, he says. Wet runway, 34. That's our select temperature. 25s. It's technically 26, but I ain't going to argue a degree. And then we go next page, put in our flaps 5, and we can see now we actually have a pretty good runway showing here. We showed 130, 136, 144. I'm going to go with this 144. Then I'm going to come down to QRH off and doom, we're done. And I'm going to start my ACARS system. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right, darn it. And yes, folks, you heard right. There'll be a 747-200 flight tomorrow. If you're on Twitch here, drop down to the About section. Look for the flight schedule. And you'll see the long haul we have planned. And there'll be a lot more description why that airport. Tomorrow. That's all I will sing because that's all. I'm not going any higher. It hurts. Okay, so we're all set here. ACARS is running and good. And we're connecting as I think it's CMP 24. CMP 24 and a B738. Gosh darn it. Hopefully they'll be able to see me. Dang it, I fired up as a shared observer cockpit. Hopefully I got it to where it does it. I hate that check mark being right there. But you know, they could put it anywhere and somehow my fat fingers or fat mouse would find it. All right, last thing to do here, folks, is fill in the data up here. Okay, so let me just run down here. Cruise, fasten seatbelts, that's done, that's done. AC/DC, all right, and then flight directors on. Speed is gonna be 154. Uh, 251. And we don't know that yet, so we won't set it yet. And working our way down, minimums for takeoff will go 400. Okay, and our barometric pressure is 2995. All right, working on down. Landing gear levers down. 3 green flaps are up. Spoilers down. Flaps are showing up. Parking brakes on. Fuel levels idle cutoff, and we're ready to contact. All right, looks like our lowest end of the tree is 119,600. I don't even know what stand we're at. Try it. 10. Sometimes you can do that. Just take a look behind you and see it. Other times you can't. All right, let's look around the plane. Make sure we're pretty well ready to go. Oh wow, it doesn't move that far. Okay, that's fine. We're on the generator, so we're good to switch over.
This is Captain speaking. We're just final preparation here for departure from the gate. Maintenance is wrapping up one final item that they needed to take care of before we depart. Still pretty close to right on schedule today. Should be just a few more minutes. Maintenance will wrap up, hand us our logbook, and we'll be on our way. Thanks for your patience.
All right. As you can see, why I made it a wet runway. $19600. San Jose departure, Copa 24, stand 10, with information Bravo, request clearance to Toncontín.
Copa 24, Coco Control, good afternoon. You are cleared to Toncontín via the Nanjo 3 uniform departure. Your initial climb will be to 17,000 feet for a final of flight level 340, squawk 4622.
Okay, Copa 24 cleared to Toncontín via the, hang on a second, I got it here, November Alpha, November Joliet 3 uniform departure. Initial climb 17,000, final 34,000, and 4622 for the box. And we are ready to push.
Okay, just a little correction on the initial climb. It would be 18,000 feet. My bad.
Okay. No problem. 18,000. Copa 24.
Correct. And runway in use is runway 25, so you are clear for push and start facing east.
Cleared for push and start. We'll face east. Copa 24. Got to look at that real quick before I tell him where to go. Where to go. Oh, I could tell them. Okay, go to TA. And let's get better push back in. I'm facing east. I want to so we're going to face this way. Okay, just making sure.
Copy. Please, show me where you want to go.
Aero República 7594, ¿me escucha? Aero República 75904, can you hear me?
Ground cockpit. Tau is driving up.
Okay, to start it up, folks, you have to turn the,
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
the
Ready
packs
to
off,
connect.
system B on, seatbelts on. Did pull that away, right? Yeah.
San José, aproximación, buenas tardes, República 7594, nivel de vuelo 250.
Buenas tardes, Aero República 7594. La pista en uso es lado 5, está aprobado para la aproximación RNP ECO 25. Por favor, vuele directo Ocopu, reduzca su velocidad a 210 nudos y su altitud a 12.000 pies, 12.000 pies.
Recibe para República 7594, la pista en uso 25, volamos directo a Ocopu y prever aproximación RNP ECO de la 25 en República 7594.
Correcto, y al volar hacia Ocopu, reduzca su velocidad a 210 nudos y su altitud a 12.000 pies.
Reduciendo para 210 y 2000 pies, República 7594.
7594, 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594, 7594. 7594,
24, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Copa 24.
Yeah, Copa 24, just another little correction. Since you will be departing from runway 25, your departure procedure will be the Nanjo 4 uniform.
Nanjo 4 uniform for Copa 24. We'll get that change in.
Correct, thank you.
Do have the fuel on, parking brake set.
Selectito, stand by.
Okay, let's get the bird readied here so we can disconnect. Fuel's on. All good. All right.
Aero República 7594, veo que aún está muy alto para pasar el punto Ocopu, el cual tiene una altitud obligatoria de 12.000 pies. Si gusta puede hacer una órbita sobre el punto para perder altitud.
Ok, recibido. Entonces voy a hacer un holding sobre Ocupo para cruzarlo con 12.000 pies República 7594.
Correcto, muchas gracias.
Okay, it's the same one, so we're good. Is there any changes at all? It's all on the same
Aproximación del República 7594, una consulta, preferiblemente por la izquierda o por la derecha, o a discreción.
Preferiblemente por la izquierda, Aero República 7594, gracias.
ACDC.
Ok, recibido por la izquierda, entonces el holding del República 7594, ya corrijo entonces.
Okay, Gen 1. Probe heat's on. Just going through this, folks, since we had a little interruption there. Isolation valve's good. APU's off. Flaps should be set. We'll double check and come down here to get ready. Auto brakes RTO set. It's like a pretty quick turn off the takeoff. All right, I think we're ready to go. And approach Copa 24, ready to taxi for 25.
Copa 24, taxi via Alpha, Bravo, cross runway 25 at Bravo, continue on Kilo Lima, and hold short of the runway.
Copa 24 copies Alpha to Bravo to Kilo, across 25, then Bravo, Kilo, and Lima to hold short. Copa 24. Yaw damper. Oh, why aren't you moving? flaps 5. We are at Bravo. Diablex, welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. Okay, 25 looks clear that way, and runway 7 looks good that way. Cross we go. Diablex, hello sir, welcome aboard. Also in with the first time chat. Thank you sir, glad to have you aboard, and I hope you enjoy this. I'm starting to get a little nervous again at Toncontín, but the hard part is I don't want to basically vector myself all the way up to come down runway 2 when I can just do the little circle or 20 and then do the circle. So that's what we're planning right now is TNT, the circle, back into runway 2. Toncontín is always fun, folks. Highly recommend it. Alright folks, hope you're in your seats with the tray tables up, seat belts fastened, assume brace position. We're about to take off. And approach Copa 24 is ready to go. Taxiway Lima 25.
Copa 24, wind is 230 at 10, altimeter 299er5, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25, Copa 24. Is that not complicated, folks? I love it. The Air Force is out and flying today, folks. It's great living by Scott. We're on the departure end today. I actually like the arrivals better. Huh. Interesting. I need to get all the way up here first. Yeah, you don't do this in the U.S. You got a good chance of ingesting something that's pretty good if they down here, everywhere else where I see takeoffs going on in there. That's awesome that you're able to do that. Here we go. Oh, how about some lights? And down here, let's make sure we're Terra. We're all set to go. Light 'em. I say Toga.
Aero República 7594 está autorizado para abandonar su patrón de espera y integrarse a la llegada RNP Eco a las 25.
Recibido, autorizado a abandonar el patrón de espera y incorporarme hacia la aproximación RNP ECO de la pista 25 República 7594.
Thousand to go. And approach Copa 24 airborne through 4000.
Copa 24, radar contact, claim and maintain 17,000 feet.
Okay, climbing flight level 17,000, Copa 24.
Control República 7594, requiere que aún mantenga velocidad 210.
00, spoilers up.
Correcto, República 7594, la velocidad máxima de su aproximación debe ser de 210.
Ok, recibido, mantengo entonces 210 República 7594 y tan amable me podría confirmar condiciones del campo.
Claro, las condiciones en el campo son las siguientes: vientos 230 a 10 nudos, cúmulos a 2000 pies, cúmulos a 6000 pies, temperatura 26 grados, punto de rocío 21 grados, altímetro 2995.
Ok, mil gracias por la actualización de la información, República 7594.
Diablix, yes, we are from the U.S.
Con
As you can tell, my Spanish is a little rusty. I don't even know Spanish, sorry.
Copa 24, climb and maintain 18,000 feet.
Was that for, excuse me, was that for Copa 24 to 18,000?
Correct, you can climb and maintain 18,000.
Okay, Copa 24 out of 10,500 for 18,000. Sorry about that, folks. Oh. I used to, a long time ago, back in the 1980s, I still do.
Aero
obviously,
República
have private
7594, desciende y
pilots,
mantenga
but today,
8000.
no, I do not fly it.
Desciende y mantengo 8000, República
Just way too
7594.
expensive to get back into it. Although, if I took all the money that I have spent in the last 25 years into the flight simming world, computers, software, all of that, folks, downloads, the whole 9 yards, I probably could have gotten recurrent and maybe even got another rating. That's kind of something I look back on and go, huh, never thought about that when I was doing all this fun flight simming. The planes I flew were Cessna 172s, Piper Warrior, Piper Archer, Piper Arrows. Occasionally, I could afford a Piper Saratoga and did a couple maintenance flights in a Piper Seminole. Got an hour or two of twin time out of that. But I worked at an aero club with the Air Force in Ohio, and I got to do a lot of maintenance runs, so that's why the variety of aircraft. So I take aircraft for avionics work, some minor mechanical issues with the plane. Obviously, the
Ya,
guys
lo
there
entiendo.
did the
Claro,
research.
República 7594, para estar claros, está autorizado la aproximación RNP a la pista 25, descienda y mantenga 6.000 pies.
But we never got the instrument commercial.
Procedido República 7594 descendiendo para 6.000 pies y clarifico nuevamente autorizado el RNP de ECO de lado 5. Sí señor,
So
correcto.
doggone expensive. It's, I mean, nearly $100 an hour to fly. Tack an instructor on with it.
Copa 24, are you climbing to 18,000 feet?
Well, I thought I was, and for some reason I stopped at 13. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, it's a...
Yeah, and approach, I figured it out on the chart. OC 150 was below 13,000.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My...
Good job, airplane. You did your job. All right, let's get back into the climb here. We're past that one now. I didn't see that restraint either. We just had to be above. All I saw was above 5,000 at, oh, that's going the other way. Above 9,000 at Dancho, and then that. Next time I'll come. Are you trying to kick me away that easy? Yeah, it's all insurance that drove it up. And it was getting bad back in the 80s and just spiraled out of control afterwards. And a lot of life issues were going on at the same time. And, you know, young 20-year-old, you know how life can be. You get into that little, what am I doing? What am I gonna do kind of deal. And I got into that a little, it took me a little deeper, and I unfortunately gave it up and thought I could come back, and boy, I was so wrong.
Copa 24, contact Center Center on 135.5. Good day.
Okay. Over to center, 135.5. Copa 24, thanks.
Correct. See. Claro,
I'm just gonna go this route. Center, Copa 24 with you. We're level at 18,000.
Copa 24, hello, continue to Lambert, level 350.
Roger, continuing climb 340 for Copa 24. Guys don't have me at all right. ride. Hopefully, yeah, don't give up. Part of my problem was I had a horrible check ride. I was in a class and intermediate check rides before you did the ultimate check ride to get your rating, which was still a long way down the road. And my flying was like I never knew how to fly. You know, very similar to how sometimes you see me flying here on Flying with Mike. I was that bad. And that shook me, and a couple other things in life shook me up. And get back on the saddle, folks. Don't. If it's what you want, keep after it. It does pay off in the end. I know friends of mine, it's paid off in the end for them. It's just a hard road. But, oh, wait. Where is that spy? Are you serious? We have center now. Holy mackerel. I just realized, wait a minute. I didn't realize they covered Toncontín. Oh, man, that's cool. Well, looks like we may be flying 2-0 because of the weather. That's okay. No complaints here. None whatsoever. Just means I got to reprogram the box, but that's no big. Yeah, in the end, yeah, you gotta pay your time, and a lot of money to pay that time. But I mean, like I said, the only thing that keeps me from getting so sour is just how great my life turned out without it, and that's the way God works. He closed that door it took time, but that door finally swung open, and I can't complain, folks. Great family. I mean, granted, I'm unemployed right now. That's it. But at my age, with what I've seen, I can literally say I've lived with plenty, lived with nothing, and I'm quite content, folks, and wish a lot of other people looked at life that way. But yeah, like I said, this door is unbelievable. My wife, my 3 daughters, my 3 grandkids. Hey, it doesn't get any better than this, folks. It is great. And
Transit 1793 QNH at San Jose 29905.
29905 in transit 1793.
all right, so let's see here, folks. We are above transition. Climbing on. All right. Gonna go ahead and kill the engine anti-ice. It's not needed anymore. All right, top of climb is just lurking off the screen, and well, we'll see what Toncontín. I know I pronounce it incorrectly, but what they will want us to fly. Believe it or not, I am ready with charts for 2-0. I just really don't know the best way to get up to the initial point. Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah, runway 2 is bust. It's now a 12-knot tailwind. Good.
Transit 1793, contact Cover Control 100.6. Hello, flight.
All right. So,
Contact control at 119.6 or transit 1793. Thank you.
Okay, so LIBIS. And well, we could do the VOR to get up there. Oh, dang it. You know what I just did, folks? I did it again. So I'm assuming vectors to Melvo, and then we'll come in on that one. Which, folks, that one's even a little tricky. So, but we'll set that up right now. Well, actually, we'll wait. I have been flying on VATSIM since the SATCO days, so I've been here quite a while. Quite a...
Cenamero Centro, Copa 391, nivelado 340, solicitamos descenso.
I could just reach through and
Copa
strangle.
391, muy buenas, el control, descienda acorde a la 44 India, prevea la RNP Eco, la pista 25.
Descendemos vía 44 India y prevemos RNP Eco para la pista 25, Copa 391, gracias.
But yeah, we've been on VATSIM for quite a while. All right, we're through 30,000. I think we're going to get enough time in between before I can terrain. I should have done that to start with. That co-pilot of mine, I tell you. Oh, got a big cell right up ahead of us. Oh, and by the way, folks, if you have not paid attention on X-Plane users, keep forgetting not everybody is on the better sim. We got great stuff coming, radar-wise. ZIBO, which to me is just, I'm sorry, I've flown PMDG, folks. I haven't flown this iteration. This tops it in my book. The fact that it's free doesn't help. But what's coming to all of the X-Plane aircraft that you get on the initial download is a working radar. Everything working here. Great videos about YouTube for you to watch. It's just amazing what's getting ready to come. ZIBO is already at work getting things in gear for when that releases. So get ready, folks. We're getting closer and closer to some really neat toys to play with here in X-Plane. We already have great Caribbean scenery. Great. I think the scenery is just outright. I mean, when we came out of New Zealand a couple days ago, that was just downright unbelievable. And that, folks, was no add-ons. That's strictly default. What a great job. So, looking forward to this radar addition when the updates get to that point. I still have some questions with them about the weather, but we'll see. I think they've taken Cirrus out. I don't know. Maybe they haven't, but I think the Cirrus clouds they took out. That or somebody in the art design doesn't know what a cirrus cloud looks like. Pretty sure they do, so I'm gonna lay not on that one. Right, we're top of climb. Seatbelts off. achieved. Top of climb.
Well, folks, for that initial cruise down to now, it should be a relatively smooth flight. Seatbelt sign is off. Please,
Did he not look
only
out
look
the
around
front
the cabin when
window?
that sign is off, and anytime you're in your seat, I do request your seatbelt fastened about you regardless of the seatbelt sign. Moving up cable a bit closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip with us.
You might want to look at the radar. We got that blob to fly through. Now, I could circumnavigate. I think we'll just go through. And, oh, by the way, this radar will have vertical. We'll have horizontal looking at the I mean, it's just amazing if you watch this video what's coming with the aircraft, which will then translate out to your payware once they come on board. Like I said, ZIBO, which is a add-on company to X-Plane, they're already in gear getting ready for it. So, which to me, that is just flat out awesome. All right, let's take a look here. Where are we? Yeah, there's a blob. There's definitely a blob. Here we go.
Copa 425, ando mi espacio aéreo, monitoré Panamá Control en... Contacte Panamá Control ahora en 133.0, buen vuelo.
I'll be nice.
Sign has been switched on. Your seats will be
Copa 425.
with their seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has asked the flight attendants to remain seated.
Volaris 3936, cuando listo, desciende acorde a la vaga 4 Papa, prevea la RNP Whisky, pista 25.
Cuando listo, descendemos vía rampa 4 Papa, veremos la RNP Whisky para la pista 25, Volaris 3936.
Hang on, folks. Trying to get our flights back off. Cancel.
Center, Copa 425. Copa 425, contact Panama Control 138.0, have a flight. Over to Panama 133.0, Copa 425, bye-bye. Copa 391, contacte Coco Control en 119.6, servicio para terminado. Contactamos Coco Control en 19.6, Copa 391, gracias.
6,500, 5,000. Okay, I think.
Nos confirma que el descenso está en otra propuesta para vía la llegada Polaris 3936.
3936 is correct, pero el descenso y inscripción a corte de la barra 4 Papa y prevé a la RNP Whiskey pista 25.
Gracias, premio la RNP Whiskey, la pista 25 y descendemos vía barra 4 Papa, Polaris 3936.
Okay, looks pretty clear. Terrain looks pretty good over there. All right. Phew. We'll go ahead and let them back up for the few miles we have. Okay, well, the weather is starting to cooperate. Now, real quick, folks, if you live in the peninsula part of Florida, especially Tampa, that area, and focusing a little to the south, you hopefully are paying attention. There is a major hurricane in the Gulf aimed for Tampa right now. Last I heard, Category 5. Don't know what that means when it hits the coast. I think Wednesday, still on track. Folks, get your hurricane stuff going now so you can get out. This is something you don't want to play with. Between the hurricane winds, the storm surge, and then, of course, the tornadoes that come with a landfalling hurricane. Folks, this is not the time to think you can ride it out. So pay attention, get going now. Gasoline will go quick. Sorry, electric cars, electricity goes quick too. And then you're out of luck. But anyway, stay safe, folks. This thing is mean. There's people been talking about it for a week since Helene went in up north of y'all, and I know a lot weren't paying attention. Hey, it's just not gonna happen to me. Well, here it comes, folks, and hopefully you're ready for it. Your options are going to start to get really small the longer you wait. Right now, you might even catch a plane out. Not very much longer. You might get them tomorrow. But after that, pretty much they're going to be outbound empty to find safe haven. So all right, we're 40 miles top of descent. Let's get ready.
Polaris 936, servicio radar terminado, contacté con control ningún 19 por allá.
Tell me I
196, Polaris 3936, gracias, buen día.
Tell me I don't have another one. Oh, Toncontín is on. ATIS. RNIP 20. Got it. Yeah, we wouldn't need, we were thinking runway 2, we might be able to sneak it in. We're coming in to 0. Advise we have right, let's just double check one more time. Oh, there's, I'm like, I really hate this when it's very hard to find the runway in here. There it is. Okay, so we are on to 0. We're about top of descent. All right, folks, we're going to keep the seatbelt sign off since we had those storms to go around or go through, and give some more time for the airline to make some money up in the liquor. All right, so LIBIS above 11,000, TG 050, we're going to be above 9,000, TNT Toncontín above 8,000, VOR 12.3.
Copa 24, when ready, descend on the LIBIS 1 arrival, expect the RMP approach for runway 20.
Alright, Copa 24, when ready, descend via the LIBIS 1 Alpha departure or arrival, RNIP 20, and we have information Alpha.
Copa 24, roger, and information current is Bravo now.
Of course it is. Of course it changed. Okay, I don't see Bravo. What are you guys doing? And Copa 24, we don't see Bravo on anything, but we'll be watching. And just for your awareness, we're going to start down via the chart.
Copa 24, roger.
Of course it's Bravo. Oh, that cracks me up, folks. Okay, now there's a couple ways we can descend. I've set our first level of 11,000. You can use altitude intervene, or on this version, A1, if you're looking at your settings, you can click descent. If you're on A2, there'll be a VNAV page. Click VNAV, next page till you get this. And then descend now on that. Now, make sure you set your transition level correctly. Flight level 200, okay. Request your descent winds. I said request, thank you. And they may or may not fill in. It depends if SimBrief has winds for you. Okay, and load. No winds. Okay, no biggie. So again, you can click here. I'm going to go ahead, simply click here. And like I said, I don't see Bravo anywhere. Oh, 190 at 11. Make sure no transition levels changed. All right, we're going to have Bravo here shortly. I don't know how long it takes NavGraph to update. No, I have never been to France. The furthest into the Atlantic I've been is a long distance flight to the Bahamas. Actually, it was a long distance cruise from Florida to the Bahamas. Ooh, it was long. Actually, that one was. We were in 16-foot seas, and yeah, it was pretty rough. But and we've been in Canada, which I kind of do consider that. But no, if you've never been to like France, that is a place I'd love to see. France, Germany, Switzerland. More importantly, Israel and Asia, into Greece, where Paul was. Just would love that. And right now, it's hard for me to see us ever doing that. But I know the Lord has some mysterious ways of making things happen. All right, well, let's see, where are we? 28, yeah, we'll go ahead. Sorry, liquor sales over.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, family and flight deck here on our descent. Seatbelt signs full bed, go for our arrival. If you're up and about, please return your seats, fasten your seatbelts. Still showing well ahead of schedule. Thanks again for helping. You have a nice week. Have you on the camera here very shortly.
All right, we're on our way. Yeah, there's a lot of places in France aside from Paris. I mean, I'd like to see Paris. Obviously, that's more likely where we'll fly into. But there are so many things I'd like to see in France, and mostly related to where
Go back 24, you're cleared for the RMP runway 20, and call me when established on the approach.
Okay, Copa 24 is cleared, RNIP 20, and is that the call inbound for the approach, or are you going to vector us out?
And if you're going to follow the approach, and call me once established on the approach.
Okay, Copa 24 will call you when established. On RNIP 20, there is nothing. Alright, so I guess it's up to me. Oh, be right back, folks.
Echo 221, Cename Cortera, muy buenas. Aquí el código transponder 5713. Capacity 916, about that, your radar contact by level 310, continuous pilot. Acá 221 está en contacto radar, nivel de vuelo 320, continuación con publicado.
think he understood my question. So I guess what I'll do from TNT is fly direct Melvo. Let me look at this. Where are we at? First off, where are we? Go ahead, set 8,000. Alright, so let's look at this. So we're going to cross TNT, go out direct, then I'll have to take over at Melvo, procedure turn back in. And altimeter. Oh, we switched. 1014. Oh, good. We're there. I'm guessing that's what I gotta do, and then at Melvo we'll do the procedure turn and then come back in. Even though it's not painted on the chart. We'll just go 020 and loop around. Okay, I've got the terrain set at 40 miles, which is beginning to paint in. Currently set at 40 miles on weather. We're going to lower that down one. And we have a smattering of thunderstorms around us, so we'll see how all of this plays out. Okay, if I do this right, I should be able to exit. Well, we'll see. I've got a feeling I may have to back taxi. We'll see. It's only 6,600 feet, folks. So let's plan brakes 3. And let's go ahead and get our VREF 142. So I'm going to plan to fly the approach at around 150. It's easy on the eyes to figure out. Brakes are set for 3, and we'll get the spoilers in. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and bring us under speed control right now. Okay, we're crossing TNT. Direct Melvo 8,000, no faster than 220. So we'll come over Melvin or Melvo at 240, hook the procedure turn, and call inbound. And I'm going to go ahead, set the lights. Last call.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Ah, that's all he's got. Okay. We just overflew the airport, folks, descending. And descending for 8,000. And then we got a procedure turn, so we are 014.
American 597, Roger. Descend via the Byron 4 Papa arrival. Expect the RP Whiskey approach from 125.
Okay, folks, as soon as I cross Melvin, we're going to start a minute timer and get ready for the approach. 8,000 in the slot, even though it doesn't really show up well over here. Still planning outbound 210 would be 030 when I get there. And start. I hate this, it doesn't. Oh, I hit the wrong one. That's okay. I should have hit this one. That would have got my timer going. As soon as it says 1 minute, we'll start the turn back. So it'll be 210.
Copa 24, Santamaría.
Copa 24, we're doing a procedure turn so we can get back to Melvo.
Copa 24, Roger. Just call me establishment level.
We'll call you when established at Melvo. Copa 24. 0 as soon as we get some way through this. Okay, flight attendants, take your seats for landing, please.
Recon 5907, contact Cocoa Control on 119.6, radar services are terminated.
Control 119.6, thank you so much for the evening. Have a good evening.
Thank you, have a good flight.
Curious, will it take it?
Adrian.
And center Copa 24, Melvo inbound, Arnip 20.
Copa 24, Roger, winds at Toncontín, 190 degrees, 11 knots, QNH 1014, runway 20, clear to land.
Cleared to land, runway 20, Copa 24.
JetBlue 3907, how do we read?
JetBlue 39, we hear you.
Appreciate it, thank you, man.
Time for me to take over.
$2,500.
JetBlue 338, Santamaría Control, hello, Squawk 5735. JetBlue 39 recibido, descienda vía la barra 4 Papa, prevea la RNP Whisky a la pista 25 en San José. You're doing great, man. Yeah, everything is great. JetBlue 338, your radar contact by level 350, continuous failed.
Approaching minimums. Approaching minimums.
Gear down.
500. Approaching minimums. Approaching minimums.
What makes this such a challenge, folks, this way isn't as bad. It's kind of like the rivers. You kind of zigzag around the monuments, and you come into Reagan pretty much, you know, right on it. Here, this way is kind of like that. Oh, and I overshot.
4 minimum.
But anyway, here, I'll explain when we get on the ground.
JetBlue 39, QNH 2992.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Those trees there, folks. Anyway, the
1913,
challenge
Santamaría Control, hello, continue climb to flight level 360, final.
is come off right up here.
Copa 24, welcome to Toncontín. Vacate by Alpha, then taxi by Alpha to ramp.
Exiting at Alpha, we'll taxi to the ramp via Alpha. Copa 24. Don't think you're on a taxiway there, boss.
Alpha 4 is regarded by Alpha Shrug. Alpha to the ramp is approved.
Anyway, I'll show you here in a minute. Get straightened out, lights off, flaps up.
Sería RNP pista 25.
We got a long tax, respectively. I don't even want to know how hard we hit. If I eke that out, that's a miracle. That's a miracle landing. All right, so we're getting down here. At the other end, you're coming down a hill. Now, they've changed the layout here because they've had some pretty bad crashes. I'm not sure if they
no worries, man.
lowered the hills or what, but They have had some...
You can expect the approach request from the approach controller.
Let me shut down here and we'll talk about it. Because I know it was a horrible...
We are at Honolulu, and it's 310 requested to Panama.
Well, I appreciate the time you gave us, sir. We appreciate, and thanks for the follow, Diblex. And look forward to seeing you on future flights. All right, let's shut this thing down because I want to see just how horrible, like you all do, that landing. Actually, you saw it before me. Okay, state trim set, APU's up and running. Where was it? Oh, probe heat. Okay. All right, fasten seatbelt signs can be turned off.
W39er, contact Coco Control on 119.6 para llamadas, saludos.
So you can kind of see the hill I'm talking about. You're turning. It used to go up the approach, and now it's
United 96,
a
89
lot different.
centimeters.
So it's a little easier, but yet still is challenging to get in here. What did I forget? Hang on, I forgot something.
Weather 420, are you ready to contact at level 200, continue or climb or restricted level 370?
All right, now the peeps are getting off.
Do you have the clearance for
Why is it taking forever?
310 Panama?
All right. But anyway, you're flying around those hills out there, folks. Coming in, and you got to clear this hill to get in. Well, like I said, this runway used to extend a lot further back, and you're coming down that hill. And they had a couple of bad crashes.
United
All crashes are bad, but I mean, a lot of people lost their lives. So a little reconfiguring, it shortened the
United
runways.
96, 89, you're clear to Panama via direct channel.
There we go. That's why the airport is with a shorter runway. 757s used to fly in here all the time. United, American, Continental, I think did, but they may have stuck with 737s. Copa was one of their little, was an out airline of theirs. I don't understand the whole dynamic there, but used to be able to see the Continental emblem on the tail. But yeah, that hill out there, they've they did a lot to it to shorten it, pull it back, so when you came around final, it wasn't so deadly. But again, you basically just kind of flew around it in the canyon there, around the backside of that hill. And it was, folks, it was a trip. Just like us, we had to come down the canyon. But if you think of this runway 20 like the Rivers approach, it's really not all that bad, even though we big time overshot to the left. But these trees are in. This is why I'm half tempted to lower my tree settings again. They're way too close to the edge of the runway. And, you know, this is not the only airport this happens at. So, but we had a fun time. I hope you all did too. Let's get into it. Let's figure out what we did right and wrong. Right? We took off. Great takeoff. Great departure. En route, really fun. Interesting front half of this terminal. Huh. Interesting. That is pretty slick. I kind of like it. It's in Honduras, folks. Awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. So let's look at it. First off, we're going to use the... somebody got the bounce and gave us 45 feet a minute. And I understand that with Mac Air. Thank you. We'll take it. All right, here comes the culprits that are very mean to us. Yeah. Okay. Well, that one's not nice. Hang on, let's get some toolkit up here. That was Elevatech. And I'm pretty sure Sim Toolkit's going to be just as mean to us as well. Yep, 837 feet a minute. Folks, it's called a hard landing. Yeah, I kind of figured that when things started ticking off faster than I like, and we bounced. All right, so let's see. We also ended up far to the right. So an hour flight, just about an hour and 10 minutes, 300 miles, 30,000 kilograms of fuel, 4 Gs, ouch, 837 feet a minute, ouch, at 137 knots. Yeah, it was what it was. Graciously, we were only 20 feet off the center line in the landing area, which is far more remarkable than I'd expected. Oh, I see why they paint the trees there. Okay. Yeah, but did they paint this? That I don't know. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Not one of my better landings, folks. Number-wise, I mean, pitch, we got it right. Little off on the heading. Difference, yeah, I mean, we were in a slight roll, so yeah, it is what it is, and there's not much we can do about it other than talk about, oh, wait a minute, who's in our other gate? Where'd he come from? All right, folks, sorry about that. So, had to show my daughter how you get out. Who's in here? YV813 Charlie. Very cool. And they don't have a flight plan yet, but cool. Nonetheless, cool. All right, we're going to come offline. Reason being, we're going to try and watch this. I already know where I screwed up, but you know what? We're getting to where we can do this again. And I know folks at X-Plane do watch because it's a nice tool to see what's going on. Let's just kind of... All right, we'll start a little further back. That's a good point. All right, I'll tell you several parts of my problems here, folks. Hang on, but we're going to first... We hand flew this, by the way, folks. I should have been able to let the aircraft fly it, but it was turning away, which did not help me. We got a little low here, by the way. Here's where I should have turned for the runway and didn't. So I've got a visual now until the visual goes away. Here's those pesky trees that threw me off. We got lined up. Still way low. Yeah, we hit hard. And we let the plane drift up to get over the trees, and that was where I screwed it up, because I also had chopped the power. Lucky we didn't blow any tires. When you look at it that angle, doesn't look too bad. All right, well, you know, I'm not gonna get overly... Here's the hard part, folks. We're gonna get a look from the tower, and we'll see how that looked. But yeah, these trees probably are in the wrong places, which really threw me off. See, I cut power right there. Which then, yeah, ouch. All right, let's take a look at how the passengers endured. Ouch. Wake if I could have set... I actually went to flaps 40, folks, instead of 30. Yeah, we really hit that runway. 2 pretty hard hits. All right. Well, we'll be a little delayed out of here. All right, folks. So let's look. I think it's this one. Yeah. It's one way to hit the mark. Ooh. Last look from the tower. Yeah, it didn't look good, folks. Just didn't look good. All right, well, as she rolls by, folks, Monkey Man, my back hurts, and I'm only watching the stream. Well, you signed your NDA, so I don't want to hear it. Anyone that boards my plane signs non-disclosure agreements, I don't want to hear it. Folks, we had a great time. We had a great flight from Costa Rica up here to Honduras. Folks, I hope you all enjoyed. Great controllers. Very confusing, that one clearance, but we made, you know, we tried to do the best. Oh, there's Alpha. Yeah, we came up the road. Oh, I could have came up this way. That's my bad. Oh, well, unfamiliar with the airport. All right, so, hey, hope to see you all tomorrow. We're going to have a bit of an early start. Got a long road ahead. Tomorrow, we take off from San Bernardino International Airport in California, headed to Spangdahlem Air Force Base, or Air Base, my bad, Air Base in Germany. Kicking off a new series of flights. By the way, folks, you remember that hill I was talking about? There it is. You're cutting in on that. And this runway used to go up at about here, and they actually got rid of a lot of that hill to try to make that approach safer. So anyway, back to tomorrow, 9 a.m. Hopefully I will have everything up, ready to go. 747-200 San Bernardino International Airport to Spangdahlem Air Base. Bitburg was my destination, but the runway looks too short. May not be, but it looks way too short to me. So 5-10 miles away is Spangdahlem. We'll use it. We'll explain the whole new series here tomorrow, but compliments of my wife. Great thinking. This was something I would have never thought of, and I'm glad she did. It's actually a great idea. We got 2 long hauls, this flight tomorrow and the return, and then medium to short from there on. Folks, there it is. Copa Airlines coming into gate 2. I hope y'all enjoyed. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. hopefully, and we're going to cross the pond before the Cross the Pond event. Catch you tomorrow, Monkey Man. Thanks so much for stopping in. We sure appreciate. Thank you, Diablex, for following. And A-OK, I don't remember them, but thanks for the follow a couple days ago. So thank you so much, folks, for being a part of Flying with Mike. Until tomorrow, be safe, as our verse says of the day. Stand by, I'll bring it up for you for those. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. Great Proverbs, folks, to live by. There are many people who actually every day read a chapter of Proverbs each day, because there are 30 chapters, if memory serves, 31. So you can see works out perfectly. And folks, they're not long, and they are, as you would expect a proverb, very insightful. So, and folks, really, the plans we have, you know, God wants us to have, but, you know, he's got a perspective much bigger than ours, a plan much better than usually. He may work from it, but in the end, he has a plan that works out much better. And I think you heard a great example of my life. I really wanted to be a commercial pilot, but I allowed some things to influence my life that I stopped flying at a very early, in my early 20s. Who knows what life would have been like had I gone on and been the 747 pilot that I wanted to be. But I can tell you this much: the phenomenal life that I lead today with my beautiful wife, beautiful 3 daughters and granddaughters, would be nothing compared to what would not be the same if I was an airline pilot. That would have all changed. And God knew that. God kind of closed that door. Now, it could still open for private pilot, but to do this for a living, no. But he gave me such a wonderful life. I can't complain. And I'm glad no one would listen if I complained. So just remember that, folks. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. And I like to add, will always stand. You're not going to cheat it. You're not going to get around it. His plan will happen, folks. And just don't worry. So we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Get ready. Make sure you got plenty of hydration, water, sodas, because folks, it's quite a haul from San Bernardino over to Germany. It's about I'm guessing at about 12 hours. Might come in early, you never know, but that is my guess. So we'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Have a beautiful, wonderful night. See you tomorrow.